This next story made me want to put my nuts in a waffle iron. Mayor Pete is finally being paid back for his favor to Joe Biden. Axios says, scoop, President-elect Joe Biden is considering a high-profile ambassadorship for Pete Buttigieg, possibly sending him to China. People familiar with the matter tell Axios. They go on to explain the reason why he would pick him for such a position is because they want to give him some foreign policy experience so that when he runs for president the next time, he can say, I have plenty of foreign policy experience. They're admitting up front, this is all for like his future political prospects. And I think Biden famously said, like, yeah, I view myself as a bridge between the older generation and the Mayor Petes. So remember, and I told you at the time, I said, oh, watch out for what Mayor Pete gets and for what Amy Klobuchar gets. Why? Because they're probably the biggest reason that Joe Biden won the primary. Or you could say it's Obama because Obama allegedly facilitated everything behind the scenes. He allegedly made the phone call to Mayor Pete and to Amy Klobuchar at the very last minute and said, listen, if you guys don't drop out and endorse Biden, Bernie's going to win. If you do, Biden's going to win. If Biden wins, you have a bright, bright future. And we'll make sure of it. And so that's what happened. They dropped out. They endorsed Biden at the very last minute, stabbing Bernie in the back and twisting the knife. Biden went on to win. And so now they're getting paid back. If the race stayed as it was and everybody stayed in, Bernie probably would have won. Now, he would have won with like 35% of the vote, but that's winning with a plurality. And maybe it would have been contested at the convention, but Bernie has the strongest argument at the convention because he got the most votes. But no, they dropped out and they endorsed Biden, and they did it because they're good little Democratic Party hacks, and they're going to fall in line, do what they're told, and then they're doing it more for careerist reasons and narcissistic reasons because he knows, hey, down the line, they're going to pay me back. And so this is him getting paid back. We'll see what position Klobuchar gets, but you bet your ass she's getting some sort of position. Because this is what they do. They pay you back for what you did. The thought that we have to deal with Mayor Pete as a political figure for the rest of our lives, that really depresses me. Because we know that's exactly what's going to happen. We're going to have to deal with Mayor Pete for the rest of our lives. He will be a political figure and a political player for the rest of our lives. The guy who is a hyper-careerist who immediately changed his supposed ideology for political convenience. He was trying to pretend like he's a lefty, arguing for Medicare for All on MSNBC, saying, actually, Medicare for All is the compromise position because the real left position is the NHS-style healthcare system, and so the middle path is Medicare for All. Used to take that lane, saw it was taken up by Bernie, and he wasn't gaining traction, then immediately became a neoliberal corporatist. Changed everything about his ideology. The snap of a finger. You trust that guy? You literally cannot trust that guy. It's impossible to trust that guy. He's a chameleon. Say whatever he has to say, do whatever he has to do to get himself more power. It's not about the actual ideas and the policies, because he changed the ideas and the policies immediately. Vapid careerist narcissist. And now he's getting paid back, as I told you he would. And, they're trying to set him up for a future presidential run because he's the exact kind... Somebody made this point to me. They said Mayor Pete is the kind of person that boomers think millennials should be. God, that's so brilliant. Because that's right. That's what boomers look at millennials like. Why can't you just have all your shit together, put on a veneer, a facade, a front of respectability and decorum, be totally fake 24/7, and play the game. Play this bullshit nonsense game that's not a meritocracy that we're going to agree to pretend is a meritocracy. Why can't you do that? Why can't you suck up to those in power and authority and work your way up that way? He's a boomer's idea of a perfect millennial, which is why he did so well with boomers and he didn't do well at all with millennials. Kiss-ass, narcissistic weasel. Congratulations. You stabbed Bernie in the back, screwed an entire generation, along with Obama, along with Klobuchar. And now you get paid back by getting an ambassadorship to China and then running again in the future. Oh, man. Oh, it hurts. I will never get over that day. At the last minute, they stab Bernie in the back. I don't absolve Bernie, by the way, of his mistakes from then on out, because he made many of them. And I'm actually really mad at Bernie for the mistakes he made from then on out, because it was still winnable and he fucked it up. But you think I'm ever going to forget or forgive the Mayor Petes and the Amy Klobuchars and Obama for what they did? Making it so we had somebody who would have fought for every policy we hold dear. Medicare for all, free college, living wage, ending the wars. And instead, we're getting somebody who's a status quo manager. All he's going to give you is tweaks around the edges at best. No Medicare for all, no free college. Maybe we'll be lucky and get a living wage. But, we're getting pocket change instead of substantive change. And he's one of the people you have to thank for that. So, the salty feelings are deserved.